Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Club. Got that funk? Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a pretty quick video by my standards this week. Over the previous weekend, contemporaneous to this video, there was a demonstration in Washington, D.C. I think it happens every year. It's called the March for Life, and it's people who consider themselves pro-life on the issue of abortion. People of my disposition prefer to call them anti-abortion. And that's another subject, really. But after the pro-life rally was over, of course, there's, tens of thousands of people who had attended, milling around the various different monuments and attractions of Washington, D.C. I'm sure a lot of them traveled, a good distance to be there. And it's famous now. Everyone knows what I'm about to talk about. There was a group of young, mostly men, I think, and maybe all boys, from a Catholic high school, I think in Kentucky. And they were approached by a fellow who was also demonstrating for his own cause. He was a 71-year-old Vietnam vet who is of Native American ancestry. And he was drumming his drum, and the kids sort of were chanting along kind of and surrounded him, and there was this extreme fuss made because the teenagers did surround the guy, and the guy was face to face, like up close and personal, with this particular teenage kid who just stood there and looked incredibly smug. Now, I'm not going to even talk about my opinions about this event because it's irrelevant. Everything that could possibly be said has been said by other people, and I don't really want to rehash all that. But there's something I do want to add. Just about this type of event. One of the things, in many ways, the internet has failed us in terms of its original potential. But in other ways, the internet still has a potential to benefit a lot of people, and certainly things like organizing demonstrations, for example, can be done much more efficiently and effectively thanks to the internet. So that's a good thing, obviously. But when an event like this gets captured on film and posted, what we're really talking about is taking something and putting it under a microscope, all right? And if you put anything under a microscope, like an ant looks pretty innocuous when you see it walking along the floor. You put it under a microscope, it's absolutely hideous. It's a fucking monster. Fleas, oh my God, they're terrible. And so on. If you dissect something, you're going to make a mess. And that's what I want to say. I think there's no doubt in my mind that this event, whatever its ramifications may or may not be, no matter which side decides to declare their own rightness in the debate over what happened, bottom line is this is a storm in a teacup, really. This is a minor incident that has been blown completely out of proportion. No matter what the ramifications of the incident are, like I say, it's still, in the grand scheme, it's a minor thing. Now you might say, well, Paul, this is like an incremental part of a larger problem that's going on, and to a certain degree I might agree with that. We'd have to sort of flesh that out. But at the end of the day, my overall point is, yeah, if you're going to scrutinize every last detail of who's right, who's wrong, what happened, what didn't happen, blah, 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 every single, and so much noise gets made, you generate a lot of heat, but not a lot of light. That's all I've got to say. I want to thank you for watching this video. I look forward to your comments down below, and I will see you again next week on The Breakfast Club.